Want to make more money in a few months than you did last year? Try climbing the property ladder, where the payoff can be big.
Shut up! There's already 9 lights in the kitchen.
But the stakes are even bigger. Watch real estate rookies risk it all as they buy,
Cover it up, because I don't care. I'm not gonna be living here.
renovate,
Well, that worked out pretty good.
and sell property for instant cash.
What skills are you bringing to the table?
0.
Expert real estate developer Kirsten Kemp shares the secrets she's learned over a decade of renovating property for profit.
Here's a flip tip. When it's your flip, be here.
See what happens when they listen
What did I tell you?
and when they don't.
Ah,
That's supposed to be a shower?
it is a shower.
This small-town Texas boy has dreams of becoming a real estate star in the City of Angels.
All the work I'm putting in now is to get to this house right here. This is the California dream.
For his Hollywood debut, he's chosen to flip a 90-year-old bungalow that's really showing its age. But when the big bad city bureaucracy won't approve his permits,
You have to get your permits in order before you start the project.
and a failing foundation threatens to swallow the house whole,
The back room literally fell off the house.
will this California dreamer realize he's bitten off more than he can chew?
Just shoot me now.
Next on Property Ladder. Today, Kirsten is in South Los Angeles, where this first-time flipper has California dreams of becoming a real estate mogul.
Hey, I'm John McCarthy, but everybody calls me Johnny Mac. I'm from Sour Lake, Texas. It's a small town, but I've always had big dreams. And one of them is living in Beverly Hills 90210. So we've all seen the lifestyle that California has to offer. The mansions, the houses in the hills, the beach, surfing, the sun and fun, the nightlife, and of course, the beautiful women. So not long ago, I packed up my stuff and drove across the country. I've seen some people making some big bucks out here flipping houses. So I decided to get in the home renovation biz myself.
In order to make the big Golden State bucks, Johnny Mac purchased this 1920s 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom house in a South Los Angeles neighborhood.
I don't have any construction experience, but I know I'm gonna be a great flipper because of my go-get 'em attitude. I got a great work ethic, I'm cool under pressure, and I know how to work my charm. I've never tackled a project as big as flipping this house, but this is the best way for me to start building my fortune. I asked my friend Valerie to help me out.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
We work well together. We have fun, we flirt. She gets me.
Okay, I don't know where my keys are.
People think we're a couple, but we're just friends. 6 months payments, while it's listed, sell it, pull. Plus, Val's great with numbers. She'll help me stay within my budget.
Johnny Mac purchased the 1921 bungalow for $350,000 and plans to spend $60,000 on the renovations. If he gets his asking price of $599,000, he'll make a gross profit of $189,000 after just 8 weeks.
I'm a small town guy in a big city, and I don't want to be taken advantage of. Have a good day. I'm a nice guy. It's hard for me to be tough sometimes. I want to make this my career. This property is the foundation of my real estate empire. I've got the worst looking house on the block, but when I'm finished with it, it's gonna look nice enough to be in Beverly Hills.
Let's see what Kirsten thinks.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
Wow. I'm here to help. Yeah, what'd you pay for?
$350.
Too much. I mean, the smell alone, they should have paid you to take it off their hands. With any luck, there might be hardwood floors underneath this carpet. Do you know?
Well, the previous owner told me there are hardwood floors underneath here. I'm just kind of concerned about the condition because there is quite a bit of damage due to animals and pets in the house.
Judging by the smell, I think you may have some stains in the floor. If you have decent hardwood floors under here, that's gonna be your money. You need to use that to your advantage, put that budget towards something else, and really enhance what you have. So the kitchen feels pretty original, and it's actually nice to see that it hasn't been butchered over the years. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna butcher it.
Oh, no!
I got big plans for this kitchen. I'm gonna take this whole unit here, gonna move the sink over underneath this window, have cabinets on both sides, top and bottom, tile countertops. That'll make room to bring my refrigerator in the kitchen.
You're talking about a major gut here. I think you need to try to work with what's here, enhance the existing value. Think a nice restoration of a beautiful cottage house.
It's a risk I'm willing to take. I like the idea of shifting it around.
The money Johnny Mac wants to spend on gutting the kitchen is money that he could use for unexpected costs that will arise during the course of this project. He should just keep the cabinets, replace the countertops, buy new appliances, and move on. It's a decent-sized lot, and there's this other building back here. What are your plans for that?
The rooms that are there now, we're gonna get a permit for, and the garage, we're just gonna convert it into a room unpermitted.
Unpermitted room in the garage? Having a whole separate unit is definitely going to put you into a different price point when you go to sell the house. It has to be legal, it has to be done correctly. Don't let it kill your budget, and certainly don't let it get in the way of your timeline, because permits can be tricky. The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety serves over 2,000 customers a day. That's a lot of paperwork to process, and it's just not going to happen overnight.
I spent a lot of time down at the city so far, and right now it doesn't look like I should have any problems getting that permitted.
Well, if you can do it, then that's money in the bank. It looks to me that you're gonna have to touch just about every surface in this house. How are you gonna find subs, contractors to help you out?
Already got them all lined up, got them all out of the phone book.
Phone book?
Yep.
How do you plan to count on their reliability when it's just a phone book?
Just pretty much going with the ones that offer me the best price and that I feel will be the most professional and do the job.
So you moved out here, you have a vision of a career in real estate, you have very limited experience. Why do you think you have what it takes to become a professional flipper?
I got a lot of competent people I feel that are gonna get the job done for me. This, I think, will be my first step into a bigger career. And I can already see the dollar bills start rolling in.
So here are the highlights of Johnny Mac's 8-week plan. His first priority is to get the previous owner to remove his things from the yard and the basement before any work can get done. The bulk of his budget will be spent on upgrading the mechanicals of the house. He will replace the original furnace, completely rewire the house, and replace the existing plumbing. In the living room, Johnny Mac will resurface the fireplace and refinish the existing hardwood floors he hopes to find in good condition underneath the pet-stained carpets. Against Kirsten's advice, he will completely gut and reconfigure the kitchen, add new cabinets, appliances, and granite countertops. He will also create a pass-through in the wall to the dining room. The 3 bedrooms will get transformed with a fresh coat of paint. Johnny Mac will update and restore the bathrooms. If the permit office approves his request, he will remodel the back room and bathroom located behind the garage and bring them up to code. Outside, he will completely paint the house and garage unit and landscape the yard. And all this for $60,000.
I gave the previous owner a week to come get his junk. And I'm getting kind of pissed off that the previous owner's stuff's still here. Look, all this crap's still here. I called the previous owner to see when he's gonna come get the rest of his stuff out of here. Just got to the property and all your crap's still here. Man, I can't get started till this stuff's out of here, and you still got all this stuff in the yard. 2 weeks. Man, I don't want to throw away stuff. There's stuff here that could be valuable to him. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and I want to be respectful to his stuff.
He's being really nice to the previous owner. Maybe if he's nice to the permit office, they'll approve his project.
And no one from the permit office called me back. The 2 rooms behind the garage, the room on the back of the house, everything's on hold until I can get an answer. Yeah, hi, this is Johnny Mac. I just purchased a home over in Huntington Park. I'm trying to get an inspector out here to take a look at my property, and there's quite a few issues I need some permits on. I haven't heard back from anybody. It's been quite a few weeks now, so please give me a call as soon as you can. Thanks. Everybody's so laid back in California. Back in Texas, people answer the phones. Anybody gonna ever call me back? ever.
It's day 9, and Johnny Mac still hasn't heard from the previous owner or the permit office. So he has decided to work where he can.
So I got Valerie and some friends coming over, helping me clean out the trash, demo the kitchen, and this is gonna save me a lot of money. Whew, doesn't smell any better in here though.
Later, Johnny's first friend finally arrives. And what will she think about his new project?
What was Johnny Mac thinking when he bought this house?
This doesn't smell as bad.
No, it doesn't smell as bad. It still stinks.
The previous owner really took advantage of him by not cleaning up before his move.
All right.
Tell me when you're ready.
I think I'm ready.
That's one room down, only 7 more to go. Looks like Johnny Mac is going to need a lot more friends to finish this job.
They finally showed up. And they're supposed to be saving me money by helping me out. Come on over here. But they weren't even doing anything.
1, 2, 3.
Finally, around 5 o'clock, they got to work. We were able to get the kitchen demoed. It was a pretty tough workout, and I was just ready to go home.
Now that the kitchen's been demoed, Johnny Mac is ready to tackle one of his biggest challenges, rewiring the entire house.
The electricians here in this house needs to be completely rewired to bring it up to code.
But after the electrician studies the wiring, it's Johnny Mac who's in for a shock.
To get an outlet in, we're gonna have to cut it open, probably about 12 inches wide, almost as big as the stud bay. And you're gonna be looking at quite a few locations of repair. So there's gonna be quite a bit of holes. So you might wanna consider.
He wants me to tear down all the walls. That's gonna cost me a lot more money than I have to replace all the walls. I don't want to tear down any of these walls. We'll just patch any holes that he makes.
So Johnny Mac has decided to make the electrician's job harder and not tear down the walls. And later that day, the permit office makes things more difficult for him.
I'll bring everything up to code with no problem. Right, well, I need to take whatever steps I need to get this stuff permitted.
But there's a problem. A field inspector is going to have to come out to the property.
I mean, I can't. That's not gonna be an option, really.
Which means
But, so let's...
Another delay.
Man, these unpermitted rooms are a big nightmare.
You're doing what you need to do to see if it's legal or not, but no, I understand that. That's what we're looking at, right? Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot more work and more money just to get these things to pass inspection.
coming up, a basement full of junk brings the project to a halt.
The electrician just walked off the job because of all of the stuff in the basement.
And later, the previous owner makes an appearance, but he has bad news for Johnny Mac.
I'm gonna have to spend another weekend.
Here in this middle-class Los Angeles neighborhood, the price of an average 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home is around $570,000. But first-time flipper Johnny Mac is betting he can get $599,000 for his 1920s bungalow. After weeks of leaving messages at the permit office, he finally gets a call, and it's not what he wanted to hear. A city inspector has to look at his unpermitted rooms, and that means more delays.
I got some more work to do for these permits. It's gonna take another 2 weeks.
It's the end of week 2, and permits aren't his only problem. The electrician needs to run the new wires throughout the basement, but he can't because the previous owner's junk is in the way.
Johnny's being really nice to the previous owner about having him keep his stuff here, but that nice needs to go. Have you gotten tough with him yet?
I'll call him again right now.
Call him.
Hey, John, it's Johnny Mac over here at Hill Street. Give me a call as soon as you get a chance. Thanks.
That wasn't tough enough.
Little
Bottom line, previous owner stuff is costing Johnny Mac a lot of time and money, and it needs to be taken care of.
Johnny Mac is 3 weeks into his 8-week timeline. Although the basement is still packed with the previous owner's stuff, upstairs the electrician and plumbers are working hard on upgrading the mechanicals of the house. Outside, the painters are ready to begin, but Johnny Mac still needs to pick a color.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Val and I are gonna go cruise around Beverly Hills and get some ideas for paint colors. Saddle up, partner. I really want my house to have that rich, luxurious look like you see in the 90210. You like that color brown-ish?
Very neutral. What do you think of that one?
No, that one just doesn't talk money to me.
Johnny has found a house that is speaking to him.
I want people, when they look at our house, to feel like we do looking at this house right now. All the work I'm putting in now is to get to this house right here. This is the California dream. This is what I want to live in one day. We got to make it look like this.
We will.
Over the next few days, the house is primed and painted to give it that 90210 feeling. But inside, the basement looks like a Jersey landfill. And Valerie is not happy.
This is so ridiculous. The electrician and the plumber can't do any of their work because there's so much stuff down there.
All my electrical, we're gonna come down through here. This is the part we need to clear out, all right through here, all up in here.
He wants all this stuff taken out. Turns out it's not all gonna be done. Just don't have time to clear out other people's stuff to make someone's job easier. He's gonna have to suck it up and get down there and do his work.
Sounds like Johnny Mac's getting the hang of talking tough.
The electrician told Johnny Mac to get all of the previous owner's stuff out of the basement. Johnny Mac didn't do it, and now the electrician is pissed.
It's ridiculous. It's wasting my time. I'll come back when they're ready for me. Right now, they're not ready.
The electrician just walked off the job because of all of the stuff in the basement. So I made Johnny Mac call the previous owner to get that stuff out.
Okay.
Evidently, getting tough with the electrician didn't work, but maybe he will have better luck with the previous owner.
I don't know.
He needs to get tough. I don't understand why he's being such a wuss.
Well, I don't know. I haven't made a call to a company yet. I mean, there's a lot of miscellaneous boxes and everything down there. Okay. I understand. All right, bye-bye. He can't get a loan yet for the trailer that he wants to package all the stuff up.
It's the 4th week of Johnny Mac's 8-week flip. That means it's time to make a $3,200 mortgage payment. And he's still awaiting an answer about his unpermitted additions to the house. Who would have thought that a huge government bureaucracy could move that slow?
Don't let it kill your budget, and certainly don't let it get in the way of your timeline, because permits can be tricky.
That's right, Kirsten did. Johnny Mac hasn't heard from the permit office, but he did finally get a call from the previous owner.
I got the call from the previous owner. He's supposed to be moving his stuff today. Oh, wow. You know what, this truck is a sight for sore eyes. Seeing it here right now.
I gotta find out where the lamp is with it.
There's nothing like a little show and tell to speed up the progress.
You don't want to lose one of these.
I know. What does that do?
Sharps and knives.
The previous owner is ready to start packing, but he's not happy with how his stuff has been treated.
I don't know who came in here and threw all the stuff on top of it, but I had a few things which were brand new.
This guy's already bitching about stuff that's missing he can't find. This stuff's been here for a month. I've been telling him to get this stuff out of here. It's taking this guy forever. I mean, pack up your things and sort through them when you get home.
I'm gonna have to spend another weekend.
This is freaking ridiculous. The previous owner says he'll be back in 2 weeks. There's no way I'm giving him 2 weeks.
Coming up, more bad news from the permit office puts Johnny Mac's flip in danger.
I gotta get a new foundation, a new roof, and I'm gonna lose a lot of windows.
And problems with the budget bring him to the brink.
Flipping in LA sucks.
Freshman flipper Johnny Mac is 5 weeks into his 8-week remodel. But his easygoing management style,
I don't understand why he's being such a wuss.
permit problems, and a house full of the previous owner's belongings have put him behind schedule. In a move to get back on track, Valerie has made a sweeping decision regarding the previous owner's things.
So Johnny's pretty flustered about the basement. The previous owner still hadn't taken a lot of the stuff out. I was kind of getting sick and tired of it. I needed to put it in my hands and just take care of it.
Ha! What are you doing here this early?
I definitely can't wait to see the look on his face when I show him that basement. He's gonna be surprised. He's not gonna believe it.
I didn't know this place could look like this.
I sensed your frustration on the phone Saturday night, so I called up some people and got it taken care of.
Not only did Valerie take care of putting the previous owner's things in storage, she also sent him the bill.
Thanks, Val.
Yay!
30 days into his 8-week flip, Johnny Mac is behind schedule, and he spent close to $29,000 of his $60,000 budget on exterior paint and upgrading the mechanicals of the house. That means he only has $31,000 left to remodel the kitchen, finish the floors, paint the interior, and landscape the yard. But most importantly, he still needs to get the unpermitted rooms approved.
The field inspector came out today to look at my unpermitted rooms.
The garage unit is not structurally sound for livable space, and the cost to renovate it would eat up his profit.
The garage unit didn't get approved, so I can't sell it as a duplex. There's still hope for the back room. I gotta get a new foundation, a new roof, and I'm gonna lose a lot of windows.
Looks like this flip might flop. Maybe Kirsten can help Johnny Mac before he loses his mind.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Come check out my mess.
So Johnny Mac, you've made some changes around here.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah? Are you
Yep.
pleased with your progress? About halfway through your timeline?
Yeah, still got a little monkey in my back dealing with the permits.
Permits. We mentioned that might become an issue going forward.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not about what you know, it's who you know when it comes to permits. There is still a pet presence that I can't avoid. It smells terrible in here.
I thought you liked cats.
Cats are fine, but their stains are not. Your best bet with the floors is going to be to stain them just a shade darker in order to try to incorporate some of the darker pet stains.
I think that once we stain the floors and refinish them, everything should get rid of some of the smell.
What you need to be doing is working with a neutralizing solution on a daily basis. Down on your hands and knees, cleaning this floor. Bad smells do not sell houses. Well, looks like you gutted the kitchen, decided not to salvage anything of value. My concern is that you've limited the amount of storage by not having cabinetry along this wall. Now it's just a big empty space, and in order to make it look like there's still some storage and some warmth in this kitchen, I think staging is going to be your best solution. Staging means furnishing and decorating a home for the open house in a way that will maximize its attributes, minimize its flaws, and help define the space for the buyer. Find it in your budget. It's always a great return for your money when you invest in some staging. So in this space, you could put some additional storage, or a baker's rack, or maybe a small table and a couple of chairs. And if you do that, I would add a focal point above the table on the wall to anchor the space. So you have to do something with this driveway. Against the others in the neighborhood, it really is going to look like an eyesore. Find it in your budget. Can you do that?
I'll have to crunch some numbers and see what I can figure out.
I think it'll be worth it. Sometimes you can get away with leaving a driveway a little bit cracked, but in this case, other neighbors have very nice driveways, and the front of his house does not have a lot of appeal. He can't overlook the driveway and not spend a little money fixing it up.
It's week 5, and Johnny Mac has 3 weeks till his open house. But he has no idea how much money is left in his dwindling budget. Luckily, Valerie is on her way over to do what she does best. Crunch some numbers.
Valerie's coming over to help me figure out where I am with my budget. Hey!
Johnny Mac has this dream of becoming LA's next big real estate mogul, but it's never going to happen if he can't get this budget straight.
Who gets the first one?
Electrical, 12 grand. HVAC for 6 grand. Plumbing for 4,900.
The driveway. Put 2,000.
Johnny Mac has spent $42,000. That leaves him with only 18 grand left in his budget.
Hey, there's nothing in here about that back room.
And he has no idea how much it is going to cost to fix the back room and repair the foundation.
Reframing that room. And we cannot afford to do that. There's just no way. We can't do that.
Johnny Mac is such a nice guy, but he's starting to question if he has what it takes to make it in this business.
I'm freaking out over here. I'm almost out of money, and now I gotta bring the back room up to code. If I had stayed in Texas, I'd have my own house by now. Flipping in LA sucks.
Coming up, tile troubles threaten the timeline.
They don't have any more in the warehouse. Who doesn't check to see if they have enough tile?
And will a foundation failure foil this flip?
This is a big disaster, and it's gonna cost me.
It's week 7 of a project that was supposed to last 8 weeks, and Johnny Mac has only 18 grand left in his $60,000 budget. So he decided to use his go-get-'em attitude to research California building codes and discovered a cheap solution to repair the back room.
To bring that ceiling up to code, all I gotta do is put a second support beam across the middle of the room. My solution's gonna save me several $1,000s.
It's the beginning of week 8, and Johnny Mac can use the money he saved on the back room to make his second $3,200 mortgage payment. He was supposed to be preparing for his open house, not dealing with his hardwood floors.
The floor's been sanded, so now all I gotta do is pick a color. I'd like to have that.
Yeah, so the problem, in case you go to pick this color, is going to show all the areas down.
Oh, boy.
I know, it's a lot of pee-pee over there.
Yeah. A lot of pee-pee?
Yeah, it's pee-pee.
I'm gonna take Kirsten's advice and go with the darker stain.
So Johnny decides on dark floors to camouflage the pee-pee. And over the next few days, the electrician finishes rewiring the house, and sod is laid in the front yard. But the next day, Johnny Mac and Valerie arrive to find the crew taking a break.
So we walk in the door and the workers are just sitting there. So we don't have electrical?
No. The electrician had to shut off the power to finish his job.
So we thought, no big deal. We'll just go knock on some neighbors' doors and ask to borrow their electricity.
Hi.
Hi.
We're fixing the house next door, and we don't have any electricity. I was wondering if we could...
No.
No?
No comprendo, no inglés.
Maybe get some electricity?
No inglés.
Plug it in, run across the
Okay.
street?
No.
All right. That was a bust. What's the big deal? Back in Texas, you can just go ask your neighbor to plug right into their house.
So after striking out with all the neighbors, we thought maybe the restaurant next door will be willing to help us out.
Really need it, man. Just show me your electric bill at the end of the month. Maybe we can just split it.
I don't know. Do you have to know right now, or?
As soon as possible. I got guys just sitting there waiting in the house doing nothing.
Sure.
Good work.
It's week 10 of a flip that was supposed to last 8, and Johnny Mac has spent 50 grand of his $60,000 budget. Over the next week, the plumbing and painting are completed, the bathroom walls are epoxied, and the kitchen cabinets are installed. But he's more excited to see his new tile.
They laid the kitchen tile yesterday. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Oh, yeah. This looks good.
Yep, I like it. I like it.
They're not finished, though.
So I called the tile guy to find out why the floor wasn't finished.
Not only is the floor not finished, there's a bigger problem. The type of tile has been discontinued and cannot be found anywhere.
So we gotta get all new tile. These guys totally screwed me.
Trouble with the tile spells more trouble for his timeline.
I have to do it all over again. It's gonna take at least another 3, 4, 5 days. You know, this is ridiculous. Who doesn't check to see if they have enough tile?
Retiling the kitchen floor will take at least a week, but reinforcing the foundation for the back room is first and foremost on his mind. So once again, he turns to his favorite resource.
I went through the phone book and found a small family company to fix the foundation problem on my unpermitted room. But there was a little problem. I had to translate through his 10-year-old son. I need 12 inches of concrete underneath the whole thing. 12 inches. 1 feet, 1 foot. Oh, so hopefully this will work out okay for me. Just digging out all that stuff underground and hopefully keeping that thing from caving in.
But the workers aren't the only ones digging.
All right, let's get started.
Johnny Mac has to unearth $1,300 from his busted budget.
I feel a whole lot better now.
But $1,300 won't foot the bill for what's happened the next morning.
The back room literally fell off the house.
How did it fall?
I don't know. We just came.
I mean, can they fix it?
Se lo pueden arreglar.
Sí.
He said, yeah.
I've got to translate through the little guy, the 10-year-old, and everything was just lost.
Yeah, how long is it gonna take?
¿Cuánto?
2 días.
Like 2 days?
2 days?
That's 2 days too long, so he contacted a carpenter.
That's when I called Mike. Dude, I need to get over here and tell me how we're supposed to fix it. Come give me a hand here.
Tell him not to wire that up just yet. There's 2 brick piles that are holding up the outside edge. You have to dig out later.
The room I'm trying to get permitted is about to just fall off the house. You know, all I can see is just dollar signs rolling through my head. This is a big disaster, and it's gonna cost me.
Coming up, the inspector has the final word on Johnny Mac's unpermitted room.
If she says no, I should just pack up my stuff and head back to Texas.
And later, Kirsten comments on his 21st century kitchen in his 1920s house.
There was existing value here that was in keeping with the character of the house.
It was supposed to be an 8-week renovation for first-time flipper Johnny Mac. Instead, he has been plagued with permit problems that have nearly doubled his timeline and busted his budget.
Busting my balls on this.
After the foundation collapsed, workers have been scurrying to stabilize and reinforce the footings on the back room, costing him an unexpected $3,000. Now, at week 13, Johnny Mac is $5,000 over his $60,000 budget.
The field inspector's coming by to make a final decision on the back room. If she says no, I should just pack up my stuff and head back to Texas, because flipping in LA is not for me. I spent so much time and money on that room. Thank God she approved it, because I did not have any more time or money to fix it.
With only 12 days until his open house, Johnny Mac still has a lot of work to do.
This was a lot harder than I expected, but things are finally starting to come together.
As the days fly by, the hardwood floors are stained in a rich, dark mahogany color.
Oh, we're almost done.
In the kitchen, the granite countertops are installed and the appliances are put in place. Walls go up and carpet is laid in the infamous back room. With no time to spare, staging finally begins.
Once you sweep the kitchen.
After 16 weeks, doubling his original timeline of 8, the restoration is complete and the transformation is remarkable. Johnny Mac modernized the kitchen with new stainless steel appliances, custom cabinets, granite countertops, and a newly tiled floor. He also demoed the wall to create a pass-through to the dining room. Throughout the house, he restored the damaged hardwood floors, painted the walls, and refurbished the crown molding. In the main bathroom, he chose to epoxy the tile, keep the original floor, and paint. The 3 bedrooms also received a facelift and a fresh coat of paint. Johnny Mac was able to add 200 square feet to the house by permitting and bringing the back room up to code. Outside, he painted the exterior of the house and garage unit, and he added a sprinkler system and sod to the front yard. Johnny Mac paid $350,000 for the house 4 months ago and ended up spending $67,000 on home improvements and $12,800 on carrying costs. If a buyer will pay his full asking price of $599,000, he will gross nearly $170,000. Now it's time for Kirsten to check things out.
Hey!
Johnny Mac! So the house looks great, but you doubled your timeline.
Yes, I did.
Finally get all those permits in order?
You bet I did.
Well, then it's probably worth it. Will you show me everything?
Absolutely.
So the floors look great, Johnny, but it looks like there's still a little memory of the pets who lived here before you.
Yep, I had to take your advice and use a darker stain.
The good news is that you're distracting your buyers from focusing on this with the great staging in the house. So this space turned out nicely.
Yes, it did.
Permits?
Permits cost me a lot of time and money.
You were pretty confident going in that you were going to be able to get a permit, no problem.
They made it seem that way.
There's nothing like a pesky permit to get in the way of your success in a flip. You went a little demo crazy in the kitchen and replaced everything. I think the only thing that's original are the windows. There was existing value here that was in keeping with the character of the house, and now it's gone. What'd you end up spending on the kitchen?
About $8,000.
You lie like a rug.
I'm not lying, I got a great deal.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe about $9,000.
Is this your dream kitchen? Because you're gonna sell it and not get to enjoy it, and I think you could have saved some money and had it in your pocket instead. You didn't spend any money repairing the driveway. This is what sets the tone. It's the first thing your buyers are gonna see.
I think the landscaping looks great, the house looks great. Maybe they'll just overlook the driveway and focus on the house.
Well, I'm hoping that that will be the case, but we'll find out later today if you get some traffic through here.
They'll be here.
So tell me what your list price is.
I have it listed at $599,000.
Oh, that's pretty aggressive for the neighborhood.
With all the time and money I've put into this property, I deserve $599,000.
Confidence is not everything, Johnny. My advice to you would be that if you get an offer, work with it right away, be willing to negotiate. Don't lose that buyer.
If I'm gonna make this my career, I'm gonna set the bar high and I'm going for the gold.
You haven't gone down this road before.
I'm gonna fight for $599,000. I mean, this property definitely shows that it's worth it.
Coming up, will the expensive back room seal a sale?
A lot of dedication to this room to get it to look like it does. Probably my favorite room in the house, actually.
Or is Johnny Mac's $599,000 asking price too high?
I would list this house at $545,000.
First-time flipper Johnny Mack has spent the last 16 weeks remodeling this 1920s house in South Los Angeles. He's decided to list his 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home for $599,000. But do local realtors think he can get his asking price?
A lot of people say, oh no, I'm going to modernize this whole bathroom. That's really a mistake because original tile is appreciated. I would list it at $585,000.
Beautiful modern kitchen. I'm just wondering if it's gonna fit with this older home. Just a few key issues keeping it from the top of the market, but if I were to list this home, I would list it for $575,000.
I do notice that there are a couple of stains in what is the original hardwood floor. They may have had problems clearing that up. In my professional opinion, I would list this house at $545,000.
Sounds like all the realtors think the house is overpriced. Let's see what Kirsten has to say.
So Johnny, how was this experience for you?
It's actually been a roller coaster ride. It's ups and downs, physically, emotionally. It's been pretty wild though.
How do you feel about the result?
I think the results were definitely worth it, but there were some times that just drove me completely bonkers. I was beside myself.
What did you learn from this?
The permits were such a hassle, but looking back, I learned a lot from dealing with those permits, which is a lot that I can carry with me in the future for future flips.
You let the previous owner leave his stuff here forever. I think that delayed your efforts.
I want to be Mr. Nice Guy. Give him enough time, get his stuff out of here. It did cost me some time, did cost me some extra money.
Tell me about the financial strain that you're suffering with this house.
I need to sell this house fast. I mean, I haven't been able to generate any income. It's all my time, energy, money, everything's been right here. And I really need to get rid of it as quick as possible.
Comps in the neighborhood are closer to $570,000, so I would encourage you to negotiate any offer that you get.
Right now, I'm thinking full price. I'm not thinking price reduction. I'm ready to make the most out of this property as possible.
Let's just hope that you make some money off of all of your efforts.
If Johnny Mack gets his $599,000 asking price, he'll stand to make a profit of $170,000. But will buyers think the house is worth that much money?
Está muy bonito.
A lot of dedication to this room to get it to look like it does. Probably my favorite room in the house, actually.
It's nice. Another bedroom?
Another bed? Yeah, this is another bedroom.
Donde yo paso tantas horas en la cocina. Me encanta, está preciosa.
Got an automatic sprinkler system put in, all new sod.
Right. And what about the driveway?
I had to kind of balance out my budget and timeline and kind of make everything balance out with the house. And, you know, unfortunately, the driveway didn't make it into that equation.
Right, I can tell.
Muy bonito. Oh, sí. Las manchas que veo parece que son de gato, o como orines de gato.
Just kind of hanging out, waiting for some good news, waiting for an offer to come in. Yeah, this is the tough part. My job here is pretty much done. The house is done. I'm just waiting for a buyer. I don't know why I don't have any offers on it yet. My phone should be ringing.
But after 5 days, Johnny Mack gets an offer.
Today is a good day. I just got an offer for $550,000 on the house.
Johnny Mack's asking price was too high for this neighborhood. He decided to take Kirsten's advice and settle for a lower offer of $550,000. But he still turned a profit of $121,000.
$550,000 is lower than I wanted for the house. But I really like the idea that I'm finally done with it, I'm gonna get paid, and I can move on to my next flip. Well, my first flip in California was definitely more than I bargained for. But I'm done, got paid, now I'm ready for whatever else this state has to offer me. I just sold a house.
Yeah.